For the Charlotte Hornets, it's been a trying start to the season. Wins hard to come by. Tonight, they'll try to get back on course. Grizzlies, Hornets, only on 2K Sports. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. DA, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Well, among the league's deadlier weapons now is the step-back jumper. Steph Curry said, "You're always in control of the situation with that move. It is pretty effective." Portland's Damian Lillard said, "It's a tough off-balance shot, so it takes a lot of work." But people around the league are putting in that work to become even more effective. Guys?
Thanks, David. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Jonas Valanciunas.
And in the last 5 games, he's made a bunch of hustle plays on the glass more than anywhere else. His rebounding totals in these games shows a dramatic increase from his numbers during the rest of the season.
Now look at Memphis's starting group. Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Clark in at the 3 spot. And for the Hornets, Washington out there with Hayward. Then it's Ball. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Biyombo at the 5. Yeah, tonight, Greg, 2 teams with a lot of talent, but also a lot of inexperience on each side.
And Kevin, you know what that means? It means we're going to see some spectacular plays, but a few that'll have you scratching your head as well. Always interesting to watch these young players develop.
And it's Rozier missing. Morant dishes to Brooks. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, this is just being a good teammate. I mean, Morant making sure to whip the ball over to his open man.
The floater and the basket by Rozier. Memphis with the ball. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, the crowd didn't seem to faze them at all. They knew what their game plan was and followed it accordingly.
Now, here's Rozier. Following the miss by Jaren Jackson. Ball no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Jackson finds Morant. Back to Jackson. To the paint. And then Morant slams it in.
Are you for real? Morant way up. That was fire.
The Hornets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Washington. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, maybe not the tallest big in the league, but Washington's reach is the great equalizer.
He stands only 6'7", but that 7'2" wingspan, it allows him to play big, snatch rebounds in traffic, and make contested shots in the paint. I think the young fella's got a bright future.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, P.J. Washington defines what it means to be a modern big. I mean, the hybrid label has been turned into a positive.
He's perfect from the line this time. About 1.5 minutes through the first quarter. Morant scanning the floor. And finished off by Morant.
Okay, look at Morant flexing the little muscle right there, showing off his athletic ability right in their face.
And here is Ball. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Morant against Rozier. Just 5 to shoot. And the rejection by Jackson. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. But take a look at the Grizzlies. Solid start to the season so far, sitting in 6th place.
And for the Grizzlies, they're one of the NBA's early season success stories. They've made an immediate push toward the top of the standings.
I wish I could say I saw this coming, but I had no idea. They put it together so early. Tremendous job by the coaching staff.
Now Valanciunas, after Gordon Hayward's three-pointer that didn't go. And that one, good.
They've come out with guns a-blazing. 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D reeling.
Hornets trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here's Biyombo, guarded by Valanciunas. They get it back.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Back to Hayward for 3. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
Now here's Brooks. Boy, he was something else against San Antonio. Ball with a wide open look. And again, the Hornets missing. And the Grizzlies leading by 4. Bounce pass from Clark. The putback. Right side Jackson. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
And guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Well, it all starts with ball movement. When your percentage is that low, you know you're not moving it well enough. You're not getting your guys open shots.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
And despite that funky delivery, Jackson Jr. has become one of the more lethal three-point shooters in this league, no matter the position.
And give his father a lot of credit. He and his mom, it's in his DNA. I played with his father in Washington, and he was a knockdown, deadly shooter, a champion with the Spurs as well. Now, as far as Jackson Jr., he's already shooting around 40% from beyond the arc. That's an incredible number for a player his age. It makes the Grizzlies very difficult to match up with defensively.
And there, Clark showing a little burst, trying to create some offense. He has the athleticism, and the defense isn't necessarily expecting it.
And the first one at the line is good. Greg, obviously, we're early on here. We already have seen some second-year players looking much more improved over their rookie year.
I mean, if you put in the work, you're not guessing as much. And listen, the fact that you now have gone through the season, you've got a better sense of who you are and what you can do out on the floor. I know I cut way back on my turnovers at the start of my second year, and you go into the offseason with specific goals and areas where you want to improve.
You think there's more growth between your first and second year than any other 2 years in your career?
You could make that case, no doubt about it, because you're still thinking you could be one of the all-time greats no matter who you are at that stage, and so you tend to put in a little more emphasis in terms of improvement.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore, a tough one.
Brooks outside to the middle. Pass to Clark. 6 on the shot clock. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Now, here's Ball. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. He can't hit that time. Here's Clark, knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Hayward.
And let's take a moment here to see some of the numbers for Clark. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
Now, here's Morant for 3. That shot is off target. That makes him 2 for 3. Ball kicks to Hayward. Down low. And it's Rozier missing.
He's not using his head this quarter. He's got to get back to finding high percentage shots.
Here's Valanciunas. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should have been easy.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. Hornets trail by 8. Rozier looking around and out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. And here's a rundown of the rookies already having a huge impact in their first season. These are the NBA's rookie scoring leaders. LaMelo Ball is second.
Well, coming in, you wondered how his talent would translate at this level in terms of scoring. And I gotta say, apparently, it's translating pretty well.
Now here's Brooks. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
Here's Ball. Pass to Rozier. Up top, Washington, guarded by Jackson. Rozier for 3. They grabbed their own miss.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Brooks misses.
I mean, he struggles with his finishes sometimes. I mean, it's kept him from being an elite player.
The 3. And there's Rozier on the assist from Bridges. Rozier's got his second basket of the night.
A shoot-first kind of guard. Rozier is terrific at understanding when he should take these type of shots.
Morant against Rozier. Clark the pass to Jackson. Shoots over Washington. And he gets the bucket. Jackson's got his second bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for Charlotte. 9-point game. Over in the corner, Washington. Rebounded by Jackson.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And that one's good. Brooks. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Ball with it. Guarded by Valanciunas. Bridges passes the ball. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Rozier against Morant. He gets it in there. Morant's got his third basket of the night right there.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
Here's Rozier, following the basket by John Morant. Over Valanciunas, and the rejection by Valanciunas.
Oh, you love seeing Valanciunas spike it back. When he's active on this end, it makes a difference.
Clock at 4. Rozier for 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Well, you think defensively that you try to pack in the lane. I mean, but then that opens up some opportunities for their shooters.
And the Hornets call time here.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a sort of a boom or bust type player last year. Brooks is a major league streak shooter. I mean, and when he's on, he can carry your offense.
Some changes for Charlotte. Martin's checked in for Washington. Malik Monk comes in for Ball. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Rozier. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Jang, he's checked in for Jackson. Justice Winslow comes in for Clark. D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And Jones subbed in for Morant.
And when you look at Brooks's game logs from last year, you're spot on. I mean, one night he might put up 30. The next night he might go for 6 or 7.
Yes, yeah, but you need those explosive scorers on the roster. You know, I call him the Vinny the Microwave Johnson type. When he's hot, you ride him. When he's not, you sub him. That's simple.
And here are the Hornets now, down by 15. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and they put up a goose egg last year when they played this team twice.
Now here's Graham. He had 15 points last outing. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref for making that call at all. The defense in general is already at such a disadvantage as it is.
Here's Winslow. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. To the paint, here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Reliable at executing and screen and rolls. Valanciunas, he excels at taking what he sees in these sets.
Hornets trail by 17. Now Bridges. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 1:57 left to play here in the first. And that's off the glass and in.
Well, I love how quick Bridges makes decisions, including when he should look to shoot as soon as he catches it.
Here's Jones. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Here's Jang. But they'll get another chance. And Valanciunas kicks to Winslow. Second chance shot. Now the pass to Melton. Over Monk. Hornets with the rebound. Outside for Martin. From deep. No good there. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Pass to Melton. Valanciunas inside. Covered by Martin. Jang controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Grizzlies lead by 17.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Monk for 3. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Memphis has gone 0 for 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Here's Melton. Offline with his 3. Charlotte shooting pretty grave so far, about 23%. And it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Here's Graham. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Charlotte no good that time either.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Jones dishes to Winslow. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Graham surveying the floor. Shoots. The putback. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And so it's Memphis, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Back right after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And looking at what we've seen, Grizzlies pretty much in control here.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Well, no question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, Justice Winslow out there with Kyle Anderson. Then it's Tyus Jones. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Melton in at the 2. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Now, John Morant says in an era of 5-star recruits, he was a no-star recruit coming out of high school. And that put that big chip on his shoulder. Now he has "beneath no one" tattooed on his arm. And he says, my dad always told me that I was trained to go. Basically, that I'm built for the moment. And guys, his time is now.
Sure is, DA. Thank you. Clock at 6. Here's Anderson. That shot, no good. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Winslow. Pass to Jones and stolen by Graham. He feeds it to Bridges. They get the rebound. Count that one. Bridges has got 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the Grizzlies leading by 11. Jones, the pass to Melton. Feeds it to Jang. Anderson outside. Biyombo with the block. And Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Hornets making a change here. Hayward's checked in. The Hornets have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And here is Graham. Here's Biyombo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Justice Winslow.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the net.
You know, discussing Biyombo, it's hard not to think back to Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, is it?
I mean, how about 39 minutes? Only 7 points scored, but how about 26 rebounds to lead his team to victory? He actually had a terrific series all the way around and then parlayed that into a $72 million contract the following year.
And the first one drops.
And thinking back, Biyombo selected 7th overall because of the pre-draft measurements and workouts, which were unreal.
Well, he has a 7'6" wingspan, flashed tremendous speed for his size, but he also has showed a mature, positive attitude. He can speak 5 languages. Scouts came away impressed with his total package.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this team.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got two terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Here's Graham following the score by Memphis. Bridges kicks to Hayward. Back to Bridges. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Oh, incredible verticality from Bridges. I mean, he takes off over the defense and just buries the dunk.
Now here's Winslow. Passes it to Jang. 6 to shoot. Back to Winslow. Takes a 3. Rebound, Gordon Hayward. Hornets trail by 10. A pull-up. Graham finds Hayward. The basket is good off the assist from Graham. Hayward's got his first points of the night.
Now you got to give Hayward his props. He's terrific at getting his shots in mid-range.
Anderson passes to Jang. Good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put it in work.
And here are the Hornets now. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Biyombo with it. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And it's Jones with the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Shot clock at 6. To the left wing. Launches it. Melton, no good.
A little too aggressive on that shot. He's not the guy they want shooting these tough times.
And it's slammed in by Bridges.
You see how Hayward just made that pass? You got to say, man, he's got some vision.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
And a move Hayward perfected last season, coming to a full stop in the lane and hitting that little short jumper.
Yeah, Greg. I mean, he'd defenders would just keep going. Every player uses different tactics to create separation. For Hayward, that became his go-to move off the bounce.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Washington's checked in for Biyombo. Ball comes in for Malik Monk. And it's Rozier in for Devontae Graham. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Gorgie Dan. Brandon Clark comes in for Winslow. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for Melton. And it's Morant in for Tyus Jones.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
That's just great initiative from Anderson right there. He's skilled at seeing avenues to the basket and then taking them.
Now Rozier, 8 points for him. Hayward outside. Left side, ball. Anderson with the block.
And blocks like this fire Anderson up, which in turn get his teammates going as well.
It's deflected and stolen by Hayward. Here's the break. Over Clark. Offensive rebound. And the rejection by Jackson. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Bridges with the steal. Washington with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Ball no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. And Anderson kicks to Clark. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Clock at 6. It's Morant with the drive. And here's the fast break. Ball leading the way. And the Hornets miss again. Memphis has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. No good from Clark. And it's the Hornets ball. They're on a 16-6 run. And it's Washington missing. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking. And more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now here's Jackson. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio.
Yeah, and his energy level in that game was amazing. He did all that work offensively and controlled the boards, too.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
A nice shot by Anderson.
But thanks to Kyle Anderson's size advantage over most of his matchups, he's an effective interior scoring option.
Here's ball. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Charlotte calls timeout. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces. But title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Anderson. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Tuesday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons. Then on Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in New York where they'll take on the Knicks.
And looking at the Toronto matchup, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
And he makes the first.
And one of the biggest surprises last year for Memphis, Brandon Clark, brought not only the energy, the rebounds, the block shots, he brought the three-point shooting.
And so Clark nails both of them. A player known for his athleticism, Clark's skill set may have been underappreciated by people in personnel.
Not only the long-range shooting, Clark showed up with a terrific floater, hit his free throws. He even started creating for others by the end of last year.
And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Morant, and finished off by Morant.
Man, he takes off like a rocket. I mean, there's a suddenness to Morant's game that most athletes don't have.
And here is Rozier. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia. Hayward against Clark. Now here's Hayward. Just 5 on the clock. Got a piece of it.
Well, this is where measurements don't tell the whole story. Clark is a tremendous shot blocker despite having an average wingspan.
Hornets trail by 13. Three-pointer, Hayward. Hayward missing again.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
It's Morant in the corner. And the three ball is good. Morant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
With agile hands and precise timing, Brooks gets the fast break started with a quality defensive effort.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. It's an 18-point game. He kicks the ball. Ball's knocked loose. There's another turnover by the Hornets. And, of course, always keeping an eye on the top rookies in the league. We get a chance to see the first-year players with the most steals this season. LaMelo Ball, third.
How about the anticipation and really his aggressive mindset defensively? He's always pressuring, always looking for an opportunity to force a turnover.
Now here's Brooks. He's got 6. The dish to Clark. And he comes up with the deuce. Clark's got 8 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Ball. The pass to Rozier. Looking to end the run. Grizzlies with the rebound. Jackson's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort.
Oh, wow! Nice.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Morant against Rozier. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Rozier's got 5 points now in the quarter.
I don't think you can stop Rozier just by getting physical with him. He's too single-minded a scorer to let that stop him.
Pass to Brooks. And here's Valanciunas. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots. And Rozier pulls it down. Hornets trail by 20. Fires from deep. The Grizzlies pull it in. Clark's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Brooks. There's Jackson with the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Here's Rozier. Morant with the steal. Clark left side. Took him no time at all on that one. He's got 10.
It was a tough first quarter for him, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Rozier with the ball. 10 points for him. Pass to Washington. Ball kicks to Rozier. To the middle. Here's Washington. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
Well, I'm impressed with Rozier's growth as a distributor. He's capable of making some nice passes.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Morant passes to Clark. They get it back to the inside. Jackson slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
Nineteen seconds left in the first half. Now Graham. Softly drops in the floater.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Jonas, you guys got off to a strong start. How important was it to set the tone early?
You know, we came out with a different energy. We said it's enough to struggle from the start. You know, we got to focus and play good starts.
That is where it all starts. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Memphis did not hesitate to set the pace. And you have to like what's going on in Memphis, Shaq. John Morant feeding Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jackson Jr., I played against his dad. He's part of that exceptional top 5 in the 2018 draft. He's actually one of the youngest guys in that class, though.
You know what the funny thing is? You know, he can finish with either hand. Like, as a guy, most of the guys.
He's amphibious. I like it.
Well, it's ambidextrous. But
bilingual.
Yeah, that too. But he's just scratching the surface. I don't know if he can guard 1 through 5, but he can guard 1 through 5 for spurts.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Guys, John Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
And the Grizzlies leading by 21. Washington out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then it's Hayward, then it's Ball, and it's Rozier in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
Man, I love watching this kid play. Morant, he's just electric at the offensive end. He's having a night.
Charlotte shooting a low 30% right now, an ugly offensive performance. Ball, the pass to Washington. Here's Hayward, and that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Inside, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his specialty?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
Ball hits them both. Here's Morant. Passes it to Valanciunas. Clark outside. 5 on the clock. Here's Jackson. Another shot. Valanciunas. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Oh, man, I love watching Valanciunas score the ball. He makes it look so easy, and he makes the defense feel uneasy out there. And add Valanciunas to the list of traditional bigs who are trying to stretch out their games. Last year, he shot more threes per contest than in any other season, and he actually hit them in a decent clip.
The first free throw is good.
And even though Valanciunas has added the 3-ball to his game, his value to this team really lies elsewhere.
Yeah, Jay. He better know where his bread is buttered and stay in his lane, because no question, he's there to be a space eater. Look, think about it. He gives you high-level rebounding, efficient scoring inside. But if he wants more minutes on the floor, the improved jump shot is key for him.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Rozier, the pass to Hayward.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
To the inside. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Oh, it's huge whenever Valanciunas puts together games like these. I mean, showing how dominant he can be.
And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Hornets. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Biombo, that's good.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Left side, Jackson. The pass to Valanciunas. 6 to shoot. Here's Morant. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They couldn't have asked for much more from him today. He's been a key force in their offense.
Rozier, the pass to Hayward. Looking to get back on track here. And the rejection by Jackson.
Might take him a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Rozier, the pass to Hayward. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
A great composure. I mean, Hayward goes to the pump fake, draws the contact, then gathers himself and finishes.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
First free throw is good.
There's been a lot of evolution to Hayward's game, I mean, during his career. I'm not sure too many people saw him becoming the terrific player he is today.
Hayward hits them both. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Morant against Rozier. Morant kicks to Valanciunas. Back to Morant. Pass to Valanciunas. Shot clock at 5. Here's Jackson. And the Grizzlies check on 2 more.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pass to Washington. Jackson against Hayward. Hayward is double. Pass to Biombo. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Morant. A rebound by Washington. The Hornets have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, like most, Washington is at his best when he's attacking it at defenders. I mean, that attitude draws fouls.
And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game. And he can't get the first one. Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. Devontae Graham comes in for Terry Rozier. Then for the Grizzlies. Anderson, he's checked in for Clark. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Brooks. Grizzlies have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Oh, he uses his physical tools to the fullest when attacking the defense. That's a heads-up play by Valanciunas.
Hornets shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively, to say the least. Here's Ball. There's the pass to Washington. Count the basket. Washington's got 7 points in the game.
Strong inside play from Washington. I mean, he gets it to go in with the aggressive play.
Outside Jackson. To the middle. Here's Valanciunas.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
And the Hornets call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Ball. He's averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
Here's Ball. There's the 3. That one, no good. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Anderson can't get it to go. Hornets have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half.
And hustle like that is why he leads this team in rebounds tonight.
It's all heart. He does a great job of getting after it.
And the shot goes down. He's got 6.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And here is Graham. Pass to Biyombo. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Melton passes to Morant. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And so it's Charlotte with it. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Ball. Bridges, no one around him. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Bridges has got 13 points.
He's been fantastic, but he can't do it all by himself. Some of the other guys need to lighten the load and step up.
Morant against Graham. And so Graham will bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Here's Washington. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
A little contact, but Washington stays solid. I mean, he uses some physical play to ensure the bucket.
Now here's Morant. He's got 15. He dishes it to Valanciunas. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And that is a foul. It's on the Charlotte Hornets. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
Whether he's starting or coming off the bench, Valanciunas is a nice piece to have. He's a big man who's a nightly double-double threat.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Jang, he's checked in for Jackson. Justice Winslow comes in for Kyle Anderson. And Jones subbed in for Morant. And he can't hit the second. Charlotte has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. There will be a subtle but significant change on the court this season. Wilson is now the official basketball supplier for the NBA and its affiliated leagues. In fact, they were the association's original supplier starting in 1946. Now, after a nearly 4-decade hiatus, Wilson reclaims that position. Guys, back to you.
We appreciate that, David. Thank you. He's gone 3 for 4 from the line.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
For Charlotte, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. Martin kicks to Monk. Pass to Graham. Back to Monk. The floater. Rebound by Jang. Jang's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And part of yet another great Kentucky recruiting class. Monk declared along with De'Aaron Fox, Bam Adebayo, 2 other 5-stars. I mean, talk about an NBA factory. That school is always competitive.
Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Melton passes to Valanciunas. Kicks it to Winslow. Nailed from three-point land. Winslow's got 5 now.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
And Monk made second-team All-American in his only year with the Wildcats, looking unstoppable on many occasions.
I mean, he just overwhelmed college opponents with his athleticism. But you get to the NBA, you find out how many great athletes are in this league. That's when you have to retool aspects of your game, which is what Monk is in the process of doing.
The Hornets have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Guarded by Valanciunas. Passes to Graham. He kicks to Bridges. Wide open look. It's rebounded by Memphis. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. Winslow against Martin. To the wing on the left. Here's Melton. His 3-pointers off the mark. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Jones with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Down low. Here's Valanciunas. And that comes off the assist by Jones.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Here's Monk. Got a piece of it. Here's Melton. Dylan Brooks, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. To the middle, here's Valanciunas, off target at the rim.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
And again, the Hornets missing.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Jones dishes to Brooks. .144 left in the third quarter. Comes up empty down low. Graham gets a wide open look. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. And for Memphis, they're shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Jones finds Brooks. Now here's Valanciunas. Back to Brooks. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one on Monk. And where Brooks seemed to have carved out a niche, GA, his consistency from range and from the line.
Kev, if you can space the floor and hit your free throws, you're going to be in the rotation. Brooks really came into his own last season. And the more he refines his shot selection, the more valuable he becomes to this team.
First one falls for him.
And what you like most about Brooks is his attacking mentality. I mean, he's someone who excels at taking on the defense and charging inside.
Brandon Clark, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. And both free throws good for Brooks. Charlotte's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Now Monk, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And uses the screen to perfection. Monk's got a great feel for the game.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. There's 49 seconds left in the third. On the wing, Winslow. Launches a three. No good on that one. And the Hornets now going the other way. And here is Graham. To the inside, Bridges. And the rejection by Jang. And for Memphis, they're shooting a hot 57% from the field in the third. The pass to Brooks. From deep three-point range, offline. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Memphis out in front, just dominating this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Charlotte shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. On the court for Memphis to start the fourth. They've got Winslow. Tyus Jones out there with Gorgie Dang. And it's Tillman in at the 4 slot. Now here's Jones. Greg, we're seeing the game evolve. We're seeing more and more big men displaying perimeter skills. Do you like that, or is there a part of you that misses those days when it all played out inside the lane in a very condensed area?
Listen, Kev, I think the game has kind of evolved on from the impact that the bigs had on the interior, but not the impact that they're having on the game. The reality is the game just doesn't stand still. And now as a big, you've got to have far more versatility. You got to be able to play in space. And as a fan, I just find the game to be more appealing to watch with the freedom of movement, the flow, and more of the skill set being put on display.
I agree. Winslow's shot is off. And so it's Charlotte with it. Martin with it. Pass to Riller. Outside Martin. Pass to McDaniels. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The first one falls.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
Some changes for Memphis. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. And Grayson Allen subbed in for Justice Winslow. And McDaniels drops them both. Greg, last season was kind of a rough one, very turbulent for the NBA. The China controversy, the passing of David Stern, Kobe Bryant, and finally the COVID pandemic. Other than that, it was kind of uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, an incredibly tough year. And,
wow.
You know, you just go back to March, and who would have ever thought we would go through what we went through? And you talked about all the other issues, David Stern and Kobe both passing. You know, I'm just hopeful we get a return to normality, because that sounds pretty good right about now.
It sure does. Right side Jones. With the floater. Good work defensively by Martin. The Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Here's Conchar. And now the Grizzlies. Fast break. Allen leading the charge. And it's Allen with the jam.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Martin kicks to Martin. Passes it to Riller. Tries again. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Been a lot of talk, Greg, about in-season tournaments in the NBA to spur fan interest. The proposal was tabled for a bit. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, cash prizes for the players and coaching staffs, that always seems like a good idea. I just wonder, Kevin, if they're going to be any cash prizes for the broadcasters, because now I think they're on to something if we could get that, you know. But in all seriousness, we see that in soccer, right? And it seems to work well. And I think if it can spur some more interest from fans, then I'd be all for it.
Yeah, the fans love it watching soccer. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And for Memphis, they're shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. It's Anderson with the drive, and that one drops.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
And there's the pass to Martin. It's tipped. Oh, he delivers that with force.
I cannot believe that.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. Jones lays it up off the glass.
Well, this is the attitude Anderson brings, a selfless player who loves giving it up to his open guys.
The Hornets have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Outside Martin. Well, you hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed, or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem, and Robinson, and Shaq. Some would say, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? Giannis.
Yep.
You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you're involved in more facets of the game.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Kicks to Martin. There's the feed to Biyombo. Five to shoot. Riller, the pass to Biyombo. Doesn't go that time. The Grizzlies have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Martin goes in. Outside for Martin. And again, the Hornets missing.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that you need to make the most of every moment that we have here. I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. And we've seen more attention given to how fans, Greg, interact with players during the games, whether it's verbal or even physical. Is that something the league's got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that everyone is protected and respected. This is entertainment, right? This is not do or die from a life standpoint, and we don't want to have things escalate.
There's got to be some kind of barrier there. I agree. Outside, Martin to stop the drought. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. The Grizzlies shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. Here's Melton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And though he's very active at the offensive end, Melton probably makes his biggest impact defensively.
I agree, Gia. He works hard, shows good instincts, and reads the passing lanes very well. He's also disruptive with his speed, his length, and I like that he can play physical. He can get you out of your rhythm.
And he makes the first. So he gets them both. A lot of talk about reseeding in the playoffs when you got down to the final 4 teams. If it ensures the 2 best teams make the finals, it would seem to me, Greg, to be worth it. What about you?
It could be. I think about the worldwide attention on that championship round, but you got to get the Eastern Conference teams to sign off on that. And we've seen it happen in the past where the power shifts from one conference to the other, but ultimately nothing better than seeing the 2 best teams play for it all.
For Memphis, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And finished off by Anderson.
He's not much of a dunker, but Anderson will pick his spots nicely and then displays great shot selection.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Riller can't hit.
He's disappeared this quarter. He can't get anything to drop. That's not going to help him get out of the hole.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And the first one drops. Chris, you had some great battles with those guys in the 2020 Hall of Fame class, like Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett. And I know you're going to join them in Springfield in the Hall of Fame soon as well.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. It was an honor playing against these guys. You know, when you think about Kobe and the Mamba mentality, as a friend, you just miss that competitive spirit, and it was an honor to call him an opponent and a friend. Tim Duncan, you had to be prepared when you went up against him and his great Spurs team. And same with Kevin Garnett, just energy and passion, and one of my favorite players of all time. So it was an honor playing against him and an honor to call them friends.
So it's the Hornets now. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Allen. And it's Memphis on the break. There's the triple. That's tipped. Charlotte shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively, to say the least. Here's Riller. He kicks it to Biyombo. Pass to Riller. Jacks up a 3. Conchar pulls it in.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
Just off his game, forcing a few shots, not letting the game come to him naturally.
That free throw good from Allen. And when rookies come in, there's a lot to learn, especially managing money. And Chris, the league is trying to help players manage those large salaries.
Well, players have great resources now that are available to them, and so it's great that the league has lended a hand and said, hey, if you need any help, don't be afraid to reach out.
Charlotte's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Allen. Anderson outside. Clock at 6. Out left to the wing. From downtown. And another miss by Memphis.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Martin wide open. He fires. Off target with his 3. Memphis with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Here's Allen. Here's Anderson. It's deflected, and Kyle Anderson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Dishes it to Martin. Over Allen. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Memphis called for the foul. Ray, compare the times when you played as an NBA player with a lot more contact and what was like go on the floor to what we're seeing now when there seem to be a lot of whistles, a lot of stoppage of play.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, you got to allow players to defend, And if they're in a legal guarding position, let them do their job. You know, eliminate the cheap ones. Part of the issue, though, partner, is now so much of the game is played on an island, right? You don't have the crowds that you typically would see guys in back in our era. There's more space. The court, in that sense, is bigger. You're out there kind of on your own, man, and these guys are crafty at drawing fouls.
It's never been harder for a defender. Now Anderson. And it's blocked. And now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. Here's Conchar. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
Riller, the pass to Martin. Here's Riller. Back to Martin. The offensive rebound. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
Melton passes to Allen. Here's Tillman. Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff, partner. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree. Anderson passes to Conchar. Looking for Anderson. He gets it there. Shoots over McDaniel. Anderson's shot is off.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range, just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Memphis.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Valanciunas.
The energy he played with tonight was amazing, and it paid off the most on the glass where he dominated the rebounding stats.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Martin. And so here's Memphis. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Anderson outside. Pass to Conchar. Trying to get something going. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, there's no doubt as to who was the better team. I mean, they proved it with this win.
So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. You know, there is a better game, there is a worse game, but, you know, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you later.